Hello everyone! Now if you remember from before, I did a couple Overwatch sets. Most of them were just building. I did Hanzo and Genji, Diva and Reinhardt, and I think there was one more I did. Watchpoint Gibraltar, yes, can't forget about that set. Well, they had a wave 2, and despite only having 2, I picked up 1. And this is Junkrat and Roadhog, and I gotta say this is one of my favorite Overwatch sets. It looks pretty darn cool. Now, before we go and get into the set itself, you know my tradition of showing the box first. So let's show the box first. Do exactly that. Okay, so this is the big set for Wave 2. So this is a $50 set, I think. I don't remember. I bought this like about a few months ago. Ages, actually who cares of the age, but it's set 75977 and 380 pieces. Now the cool thing about these Overwatch boxes is that the front is a great box art, but so is the back. The back has exact same labeling and everything, so you can basically display the box in however you wish. So if you're selling Lego sets, say you own a toy store, and you get these, like you have these sets to sell, you can put it on the shelves either facing the front or the back, because it doesn't matter, they both have some interesting cover work here. And so that's what, I don't know, I think that's what makes these boxes pretty neat. Now let's get the box out of the way, and now let's focus on the set itself. So this is basically more of a collector's set, because some of these sets are really meant for play sets, but this one, it's built to be put on display, as you can clearly see, and it represents just basically Junkrat Town. And if you don't know what Junkrat Town is, it's the one of the maps in the actual game, and it's located in Australia, and it's where Junkrat and Roadhog are from. Speaking of Junkrat and Roadhog, let's look at the figures first. There they are, Junkrat and Roadhog. Roadhog here is a big fig. Junkrat is a normal minifig. Let's get Junkrat out of the way first. Let's see, he's got focus camera, there you go. You see he's got that very nice hair piece. His main weapon here, just like in the game, it is a grenade launcher. See, and then he can actually fire the grenades like this with it's a printed piece. Yes, it's a printed piece. And then you got his iconic tire for his ultimate ability. You know, the one he rips up and you can drive it into enemies. Pretty nice, pretty nice. It does rotate on his back. And he is peg-legged. So one leg here is normal, the other one here is a peg leg. So yeah, pretty unique minifigure, and I think he's one of the fan favorites in terms of heroes in the game. So this is one of the good ones. Good, yeah. So there's one more thing for Junkrat, is that Junkrat has 2 abilities, dynamite and traps. So the set does include a bear trap, just, you know, to represent his one of his abilities. It's a pretty large trap too, I gotta say. It's actually enough to trap Roadhog for a big fig feat. So I don't know, interesting piece, interesting little item. I feel like it's a little too big for a minifigure. I think instead of just trapping the victim's foot, it's gonna clamp over their entire body. But yeah, another interesting piece, but a rather large piece, you know. There's also dynamites, but that's attached on the actual set itself, which I will get to in a bit. So now let's look at Roadhog. You can see, I like this mold very much. I think it's a great mold for Roadhog. I think they did a particularly good job with this one. Especially I like how there's different plastics and there's like softer plastics here, and this is harder. They actually went with the big belly, you know. Roadhog's a fat dude, so kind of glad they actually make sure they molded that bulge out. So that's pretty funny, and I think that's pretty good. Nice printing on him. You can see there's a lot of detailing on his belts. You see he's got his all sorts of different belts, more molding here. These are all different pieces. His hook, if you haven't played the game, you'll know that he has a hook where he can hook attach to a victim and then drag towards him. So that's pretty neat. Pretty nice piece, by the way. And his main weapon here is a double barrel shotgun. So in the game you can fire 2 bullets at once, and then the primary, which is you just fire one at a time, 5 shots I believe. Unfortunately, Roadhog has one ability that LEGO didn't include, which is the self-heal. He drinks a big pot, you know, as Fortnite people will call it, but a giant healing potion. He'll gulp it down just to heal him back up. Unfortunately, there's no like LEGO healing bottle anywhere in sight. They don't have that ability for him. And yes, you can see the hook itself is actually linked to a chain to the back. So it does often get in the way if you lift in the air and it just drags on the ground. That's a little unfortunate. Oh, and one more thing. I really like what they did here with this being the bare arm, and then this side. Look at this side. It's very well armored. That's a very good job. And yeah, I think they did really well done with this one in particular. So now we are going to take his shotgun out. I'm just going to show you his face. His head is actually a standard minifigure head, which you can pry off, and whoa! It's a blank face. Yep, his minifigure head is literally a blank face. So this is his face, which then you can put onto another minifigure. But pretty interesting. So that is Roadhog. Again, one of the, I'd say, a better big fig than Winston. I actually prefer him over Winston, but again, that's my opinion. And now we look at the actual Junkrat Town itself. So I said before, this is a more of like a to be put on display model. There are really some limited play features here. There's really not a lot in terms of playing. So if you're just wanting to collect stuff and to put on display, then definitely go for the set. But just keep in mind, there's really not a lot of playability. Now, the set comes in 2 parts. You can see there's a whole bottom section here, and you got the motorbike on top. So the iconic Junkrat and Roadhog. Oh my goodness, Junkrat and Roadhog bike. There you go. I couldn't speak at all. And so all together, you can display it like this, which is great, right? However, you can't detach the bike just by simply doing that, and you're left with the bike and this section. So we'll put the bike aside, we'll look at the bottom section first, and then we'll get to the bike. So now you can really see like what things are on the bottom section here, and it's kind of just near the entrance, you know, the opening sign, or like the sign to Junkrat Town that you see before you drive in. It's like the welcome sign to a city. But yeah, it's I like this simple design because there's a lot of things on there. There's lots of different stickers, different printing, and just so many different elements are onto this little model. So let's get right to it by first starting off down here. Okay, like that. Then you can see this is where the weapons are stored. So I have Roadhog's shotgun, Junkrat's trap is right here, and then his Junkrat's dynamites are also here. Really like they have the little, you know, weapons arsenal for them to store their stuff. It's pretty nice. And then moving out here on this side, we got this guy. I forgot his name, but yes, he's very adorable, and that exists. And there is a bunch of gold, lots of gold money bag here. So I guess this is where the jackpot hits. Then again, they are kind of like pirates. And then down here, this is just supposed to mimic, you know, like a railing system. So these are two tires here that you can sort of turn it, but they're not loose because they're not meant to be turned. So just like that. And then you get the actual Junkrat Town sign. Very nice gunmetal gray and silver. Used to cheer, these are all stickers, and I just like this whole representation of Junkrat Town. And the whole sign is built to 4 different tiles, so it actually has some different textures and different patterns to it. I think it's one of the very well done signs indeed. And then moving on, we go up here a little bit. Don't really know the point of that harpoon, but correct me if you know. And then back here, you can see there's an entire section, entire like what do you call this? Road sign thingy with a huge arrow here. There's a wheel here. I think that's a railway crossing sign, and then I don't know what that is at the top. But it completely sticks out. So you can see it has an axle, and it's supposed to be on an angle like this. So that's pretty creative. I think that's a pretty smart idea. And then if you see it from the top, you can see that there is some stickers up here, which you can see that says "Watch your step." I guess that's why that's where the bike sits on the top. And then over here, you get one sticker of apparently the Queen of Junkrat Town. So this is the Great Mother that they answer to. On the back here, you can see there's again another sticker, which is a bunch of terms and conditions for Junkrat Town. The Queen's Decree. No Omnics, makes sense. You know, Overwatch has a really bad history with Omnics. Pay your share. Finders keepers, okay. Settle your own scores, and troublemakers will be exiled. I think that's probably why Junkrat and Roadhog got kicked out of Junkrat Town, just because they were, you know, more troublemakers, and so they just didn't want them there. And then finally on this side, we have a bunch of other stickers. We got a heist plan, I believe. I don't know what that is. And then we just have more movie posters. So lots and lots of different stickers just attached on here, and these stickers really play into the detailing of the set. But it's a cool little model overall, and definitely one that, again, no playability, so this is something for you to put on display. Alright, next element or next half of the set is the motorbike, the Tricycle, you know, because there's an extra seat there, which is used by Junkrat and Roadhog. So it is two-seater. You can fit a minifig here and a big fig here. It does run on 3 wheels, so you can move like that, backwards like that. Alright, let's start off by looking at the front. You can see it consists of 1 wheel here, and you see it's got this whole axle system here. Really nice design on the front light. I think that's a pretty smart choice. And then we move on up here, we get the main seat where Roadhog sits. Simple, but I like it. And okay, this is the part where I don't like, which is down here. This is kind of awkward to me. I don't like how this is just exposed, and I definitely think there needs to be some coverage there. And then we have the seat's very nice. And then out here we got, let's see, this is Junkrat's part, and I like the seat design. I like how they have this little, like almost like a metal pirate face on there. And this wheel here is using Disney Princess unicorn horns. So pretty nice usage of pieces from other themes. Like the creativity of that. And it's a great section of the bike overall. And then moving on to the back here, you can see lots and lots of thrusters. This is really one hefty bike. Oh, which I knocked over. And what else we got? Whoa, Roadhog, just slip, my man. There you go. Okay. Okay, as I was saying, good thrusters back here with a wheel here. That's very nice coverage. I like how they actually use this part here to cover up the bike. And then on this side, much plainer, nothing really special to see. This is like really nothing showing here at all. So all the interesting stuff is on this side. And there is still one problem I already see with Roadhog, is he always slips like this. He always tends to fall, and that gets kind of weird. But I think he's a little bit loose, because what they do is, well, he just attached one hand on there because the other one has the hook. And I think a way to improve this is maybe add like something to just hold him up, because they did that with Hero Factory's Speed Demon. And so I figured, yeah, they should have just done something like that with Roadhog as well. But all in all, it's a great bike. I particularly enjoyed this bike. It's a pretty good bike. Maybe just some slight improvements, but apart from that, pretty nice bike and a pretty nice set. But finally, what do I think of this set overall? Well, if you put these two back together, then you get the real proper display. This, oh yeah, this can completely rotate because it's just sitting on an axle. So yeah, so that's that. And whoa, what do I think of this set as a whole? It's a pretty neat Overwatch set. I think from all the Overwatch sets we've gotten, D.Va and Reinhardt and Bastion and this set are ones I would recommend. Nothing can beat Bastion, obviously. Bastion is the best Overwatch set that they've done. But if you're looking for something cheaper, well, this or D.Va and Reinhardt. I'd probably say D.Va and Reinhardt first, but don't miss out on this set because this set is definitely very, very neat. It's a great $50 set, and if you're just wanting to put some on display, this is perfect. This is exactly what it's meant to do. This set is designed to be put on display and not really for playing. So for little kids who want to get Lego sets to play, I wouldn't recommend getting this set. But if you're collecting the Roadhog figure, I'd say, yeah, the Roadhog figure and the Junkrat figures are very, very nice minifigures and big figure. And so, yeah, it's a great way to spend your moolah, you know. But yeah, it's a good set, not bad at all. And I'm gonna rate this set probably a 9 out of 10, just with the intense amount of details on the model. There's just a lot of things going on with this chunk of Lego. So it's a great value for collection purposes. So those are my thoughts on Junkrat and Roadhog. So what are your thoughts on Junkrat and Roadhog? Do you agree with me? Do you enjoy this set as much as I did, or do you hate this set completely? Your opinion matters. I want to hear what you think. And that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button if you agree and dislike if you don't agree, and subscribe to the channel for more. And that's it for this one. We'll talk to you again in the next one. Peace out.